Welcome back, guys. I am now going to continue adding to my extra large Z palette. I've already got some eyeshadows in here, and I have another palette that I want to depot. I've got some Subculture from Anastasia, I've got a Tartelette palette from Tarte, and I've got a couple MAC eyeshadows. And if you want to see how to depot those, you can check out other videos that I've done. And now I'm going to add to it with my Venus Limecrime palette. Now this is really cool because this is a cardboard packaging. So I wanted to show you guys how you can depot your cardboard packaging palettes as well. We've got this Limecrime, and this actually, you can just pull it apart. It's just, you know, slightly glued to the outside packaging, so you can just pull that apart and get rid of the outer packaging. And then once again, you can test what pan this is. Is this metal? Is it non-metal? That is why we include this little magnet with every Z-potter, so you can test it. You could try doing that through the back, but it doesn't always work because sometimes the packaging is too thick. So another tip is to actually just set it on top of the eyeshadow, and look at that, it's sticking. So that tells me these shadow pans are metal. So I know I can just stick this directly onto the Z-potter. So that's how I'm gonna do the Limecrime palette. So I'm gonna turn on my Z-potter, and I'm gonna set it to level 3. That's again what I call the sweet spot. It's like a midpoint in our temperature ranges, and I'm usually able to depot most of everything with that level. But again, if you have something with a lot of glue, you could go a little bit higher to say level 4, or if you have something cream or something with less glue, you could go down to a 2. I'm usually between like that 2 and 4 range. So again, I've got it set to 3, and I'm gonna place the Limecrime directly onto the warming circle right here, and that's where you want to place all your products to depot. And again, the outer area is where is the cooling area. So anytime anything's hot, you can just slide it over to there, and you can let it cool down. If you're doing creams, you can let it melt. Just slide everything outside of the warming circle. Depotting isn't an exact science, so you really want to kind of keep an eye on it, eyeball it, test it out, you know, and just give a little patience there, because in the end result will be worth it. So here we go. Let's just give it a little bit of time. And again, if your whole palette doesn't fit within the warming area, just do sections, you know, one section at a time, and then you can just continue to move your palette along until everything is inside that warming area. What I'm looking for too is just, you know, a little separation between the actual product pan and the packaging, enough so that I could take my Z palette depotting spatula and insert it right in between there, and then easily pop out the pan. And with cardboard packaging, it's actually a little easier because since it's cardboard, you can kind of move everything around and kind of push the cardboard out so you can make space for your spatula. So that's a little bit easier with the cardboard packaging. Let's go ahead and test. Super easy. Now again, the pan is hot, so you can just use your spatula. So this was simple. You can take a paper towel just to kind of help you hold on to your product pans because it is hot. And if you're doing a product like this, like I like to leave it in the order that I'm taking it out, so I know which color is which. So I know, you know, this is Creation, this is Aura, and I continue on because that'll help me if I want to label them on the back for future reference. I know which color is which. And the cool thing about the Z-potter is when you're using products with metal pans, the metal doesn't do the heat does not do anything to the packaging because it's just responding to the metal pan. I've popped them all out, and now if you want, you can just wait till your shadows are cooled, and then you can label them to match the colors in your palette. So let's see. This is already cool. This has a little glue on the back, so what I like to do is just add something to just cover it. You can take alcohol and clean out the glue, or take a little label or a little piece of paper and you can just cover it. If I don't cover it with paper or remove it with alcohol, when I stick it to the magnet in the Z palette, it's going to get stuck. So when you try to remove it because you want to interchange your colors, it's going to be stuck and you're going to have a hard time getting it out, which then at that point you might risk breaking the shadow. So you really want to remove that glue, or just, you know, for me, I like to just cover it up because I don't want to keep wasting time. So, and then I can just pop it right into the Z palette. If you want to label it, you can take your Sharpie and cover up the glue, and you can write, you know, you can abbreviate LC for Limecrime, and this color is Muse. And now I know that it's Limecrime Muse, so when I'm finished with this one and I want to know what the color is, I can just look on the back and there it is. Pop that into my Z palette. And there you go, a nice, clean, organized eyeshadow palette. I still have a lot more space here. I could probably fit another palette in here. And then I can rearrange if I want to bring this down or make it go this way. I can take these colors out, put something else in. I mean, it's completely up to me, up to you, how you want to organize your Z palette. This is the best way to customize, organize, and simplify your makeup using the Z palette with the Z palette.